Hello, everyone. Oh dear, that's another me to myself. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? It is I, the Fable of Fables, your new best friend. I have no idea if someone recommended me this video or I found it myself. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm pretty sure it was recommended to me by Nightman Cross, maybe. If it wasn't, I am so sorry. If it was, thank you, bud. Sorry, guys. I'm a little distracted right now. Anyway, we're gonna be reacting to eight horrifying and scary mobile suit Gundams in Gundam. Mobile suits in Gundam. Let's
Happy
go.
Halloween, everyone. Slothcake's here to get you into the spooky mood. So let's do a list of Sonic Gundam's spookiest, horrifying, or just scariest mobile suits or mobile armors. Now, this is going to be a simple list, and I'll try to find things that go the extra mile in terrifying. And as for rules, we're going to be very lenient on the list because, well, this is a dumb idea. So with that out the way, let's get into it. And starting off, we're going to be looking at one of Zeon's earliest mobile armors, which is both scary and just goofy. And
Ooh, what in the hell's is that? I love
that
that
is the
stupid
Zachrello.
design.
Being a mobile armor, it boasts
What is that design? It's so stupid. I want to fight it.
some nice stats, but also is equipped with some strong weapons, like its 4-tube missile launchers, its scattering megaparticle cannon, and it even has a melee weapon known as its heat knotters, these blades that can heat up on its hands. But that's not why it's on the list. It's obviously due to its appearance, with the Zachrello's odd giant bug eyes, to his weird mouth that has teeth, and also houses his scattering megaparticle cannon, so this mouth can shoot beams at you, or his heat knotters, so he can deliver a quick drive-by slash. Plus, he has massive twin thrusters, so you're not gonna outrun it. And while this thing looks really goofy to us, in universe, if you're a Fetty and you saw a small yellow thing approaching, and its details start appearing as it's closing the distance rapidly, it, like many of Zeon's mobile suits, is terrifying. And also like them, it's also goofy.
Not the gun tank. Why? Not the gun tank, chat.
Kinda like a murderous teddy bear. Yeah, it's murderous, but it's also a teddy bear. Now, if that doesn't fit your fancy, we can look at one of its variants, the Umgarna, which looks a lot more scary, but it does have a high speed form which looks like a giant robotic sperm cell. And on to number 7, we have the Gundam Barbados, but specifically the Lupus Rex. However, every form from its earliest is still terrifying. They all have this monstrous silhouette with a massive V-fin that looks like horns. Every form is scary, especially the 5th form with its chainsaw wrap.
Yeah, no, I've actually okay. So this one, I've seen the SD model of it, and I thought, it's an interesting looking Gundam. I wonder what the story is. And yeah, not gonna lie, the design is kind of horrifying. I like it though.
But we have to highlight the Lupus Rex, for it's just goddamn horrifying. Looking the most like a monster, with such strange proportions, like an even bigger V-fin that looks much more like horns, and massive gorilla arms, it doesn't look like any other mobile suit, and everything it does strikes fear. From its unique weapons like its comically proportioned mace, or its dual forearm mounted 200mm cannons, or just using its claws, it seems like they wanted to make sure whatever it's using, it looks horrifying while doing so. Plus, with Mikazuki's general game plan of ripping the enemy in half as fast as possible, this makes for a very brutal combat style. And we can't forget the spike
like a very berserker all-in kind of nonsense. I like that.
On its back, which can deploy out with a very long wire and impale you. So while the Lupus Rex is ripping your buddies apart, this nice spike will find a home in your chest cavity. And as the cherry on top, the Rex can start glowing red and have a sick-ass eye trail and just go ballistic. So while the Rex will always be outnumbered, many to 1, you can guarantee that they are much more scared of the Rex than the Rex is of them. Now, if you're a fan of the channel, you know I had to mention this in some way. So up next is in general Zeon's amphibious mobile suits of the 1 Year War. Zeon developed quite a few of them, but they share many
I love them. I love their stupid designs. They're so fat.
traits of utilizing the sea for stealth purposes, being a threat in and out of water, having deadly close range options, and also being on this weird plane of existence of being both adorable and horrifying. So imagine being
I love it, dude. He gets it. He gets it. Sloth gets it. I love the horrifyingly adorable aspect of them, but they're not so horrifying to me. They're just more adorable. I want to hug them. I want these models so bad.
A fetty near a body of water. You don't know what lies in there. It could be nothing, but as you get too close, it's already too late, and an 8 guy appears to bust your skull open. Or maybe your base is near water, and you can't change that, and a high guard comes out of nowhere to wreak havoc. And let's say you are ready, but you don't know what's gonna come out. Is it the slow but heavily armored Garg, or the quick and nimble Zagok, or both? Also make sure to always check your back, because again, stealth is the fuerte, so you never know if a Zagok is there to carve a hole in your chest, or the Egu guy is ready to get a hold of you with its heat rod tentacles. And don't think you can just avoid the water or maybe fly over it, since many have powerful ranged weapons, like the Zark, who can fire 4 megaparticle cannons at the same time, or the Guagu, who has 6-barrel rocket launchers. So if you don't have a fear of water, well, you do now, and if you already do,
seriously, these designs are so stupid. I love them.
Good luck. Moving forward, this one's scary for a simple reason.
Oh,
Big things scary, and the
this
Destroy
one.
Gundam from Seed is just that.
So I already kind of know about the Destroy Gundam because Mech actually there's a video on it already, but Mech told me a lot about this in the video, and all I can think is, damn, that is so stupid.
Standing at 56.3 meters, which is about 3 times taller than the Freedom at 18, this thing has a menacing profile, and its size isn't the only problem. The true horror of this guy is what it's capable of. With a laundry list of weapons consisting of mouth beams, chest beams, his forearms can detach and fly around, each housing finger beams. He also has missiles and 20 beam cannons on his backpack, plus humongous head Vulcans. This guy is shooting something out of every orifice of his body, then plus some. And we can't forget that he can transform into a goofy looking UFO with legs that houses his wait, give me 1 second.
Aufprall 13.
Which are his high energy beam cannons, which are almost the size of him. When fired, the area it's being shot at no longer exists. Plain and simple. There's something scary about a giant robot that makes your giant robot not so giant, but something special about when it starts firing on all cylinders, you can no longer see said giant robot from the mass amount of destruction it's causing.
Oh yeah.
Have fun not getting hit. Coming in at number 4, we have a mobile suit that's trying way too hard to be scary.
Oh, I know this one. I don't know the name, but I know some of these ones because Matt told me about them.
And that's the Death Scythe, but
There it
specifically the Death Scythe Hell. I mean, look at this guy. We got an all-black appearance, bat wings, it's holding a scythe. The damn name is Death Scythe Hell. Like, dude, we get it, you're trying to be scary. Anywho, if it was just appearance, he wouldn't be so high on the list. So what has he got? Well, the Death Scythe has a highly advanced jammer, which scrambles and messes with radars, and even cameras. So imagine this, you're out there in a Leo, and your camera stopped malfunctioning, but your radar isn't picking anything up. Then as you turn around, you see a black silhouette holding a scythe, raising it towards you, and well, that's the last thing you see. But now imagine you're a bystander, and you see this happen to your bud. What are you gonna do? Fight back? This thing's a Gundam, so if you try to fight back, this thing can shrug off a beating like it's nothing. But let's entertain the idea that you can fight back. Maybe you just have that many bodies to throw at the Death Scythe and you have him cornered. Well, he's equipped with a cloaking device, so he can just turn invisible and get away. Or, instead, he can just hide and wait till everyone goes back into position, lowers the guard, or just scatters about. Then he can just uncloak himself and, well, proceed with the butchering. As we get closer and closer to the end, coming in at number 3, we have the Devil Gundam from G-Fighter.
Oh, the Devil Gundam! Yes! Oh, let's go! I love this!
A monstrous machine
Oh,
that
I'm
to
so
this
happy.
day is rather unique in Gundam as a whole, and still sticks out. Originally named the Ultimate Gundam and designed to help humanity, being capable of self-evolution, self-recovery, and self-replication. These traits mean that the Ultimate Gundam can repair, improve, and take care of itself. which one day they hope it could transfer to humans, fixing, repairing, and helping them. But that didn't happen. The Ultimate Gundam malfunctioned, gained sentience, went on a rampage, and now is known as the Devil Gundam. Using its 3 traits, it can now self-recovery and repair itself from any damage, and do so in a very horrifying way, with these weird organic wire tentacles forming whatever shapes it needs. With self-replication, the Devil can create the Devil Army, a wave of mobile suits waiting to fulfill the Devil's will. Also create the Gundam Head, which is a tentacle with a Gundam head on top of it. It can swing around, dig underground, do some shenanigans like that, but that's not enough because the Devil Gundam gave it an organic look, giving it a mouth filled with razor-sharp teeth.
I love it.
It's really uncanny to look at.
Dude, it's amazing.
Also, we can't forget self-evolution. With this, the Devil Gundam can adapt to any situation, from changing its form entirely to fit the need. He can also consume and assimilate others to grow his mass and strength. This has no limit, and in the opening of G-Fighter, we see a brief what-if scenario to what it looks like the Devil Gundam consuming the planet being a third of its size. Finally, the Devil can also infect others with the DG cells, corrupting them, bending it to its will, and also affect mobile fighters, doing the same as well. The Devil Gundam is a true horror that can only be stopped by the power of love, friendship, and a gratuitous amount of violence. Now, to number 2, we have the Fear of the Unknown, and as a warning, heavy Turn A spoilers, and yeah,
it's okay.
it's the Turn A, with
to look at
obviously
Turn
its
A.
Moonlight Butterfly, releasing countless nanomachines that can turn technology, non-organic material, into sand, shooting humanity back to the Stone Age.
Hold on. Nano machines, son. Sorry,
In just a single sweep, and alone, that's terrifying. That by itself should place it high. But no, the Turn A has even more shit in its arsenal, from the self-repairing nanomachines to the mountain-leveling beam rifle. But what tops all this is that we never see the Turn A at full power.
Wait, what?
Lauren tried his hardest to de-escalate every situation, and he never tried pushing the machine to its potential. We only get a glimpse of the Turn A's power in games with the Dark History version. This version was also able to create a Moonlight Butterfly, was able to teleport consecutively in an instant, also teleport its weapons to it, and just look terrifying while doing anything. I mean, with the red eyes, it had those symbols everywhere, it was doing some really weird shit. What is truly terrifying about this guy is what we don't know. We don't know the true full power of the Turn A, and with Lauren in it, someone who tried his hardest not to escalate shit, it was still shown to be a doomsday level threat. But what if the Turn A had a pilot that could push it to its full power? What if it had a pilot that wanted to push it to its full power and was capable of doing so? Now that is terrifying. The fear of the unknown is a true terrifying thing. And before we get to number 1, here's some honorable mentions. We have anything from Crossbone, since they have skeleton motifs on them.
That's funny. I actually have an SD Crossbones. It's kind of cute looking. My friend, who's more into Gunpla than I am, did mention he had to kind of like buy some paints for it. I know it's not part of the video, but I just wanted to share. Wanted to buy some paints for it and stuff. He recommended I do the same, but I'm okay. I kind of just think it's cute.
Usually a skull on the chest, and skeletons are rather spooky. Yeah. Next up we have the Dokuru Zaku, which may look like a giant skeleton, but don't worry.
That is adorable, what the hell?
It's actually a Zaku in disguise, not as spooky. Then finally, we have the Skull Gundam, which is a giant skull with limbs. Quite spooky, very scary.
So
but without that out the way, let's get on to number 1. Making it to the end of the list, we have the Fear of the Known with the RX-78-2 Gundam. Now, I know this seems like a dumb choice. I mean, it's just the Gundam. There are plenty of mobile suits, and a handful of ones we went through can easily defeat the Gundam and are much scarier. So why? Well, just hear me out here. Imagine you're a Xeon pilot, and you're going against the Federation, which has the number advantage. But thankfully, you have this thing called a mobile suit. Massive humanoid machines with deadly weaponry that can deal with the Federation's warships and flyers. Being some Federation pilot in a space jet, having to go against this must have been so demoralizing. Now this by itself should be an entry on the list, but let's keep going. Now all is good, the mobile suit is a massive success, and all looks good for Zeon. However, one day, the Federation has mobile suits of their own, and they call it the Gym. And one of the more...
Oh, dude. Okay. Let me explain. I love the gyms. The gyms, I love them so much. Like, literally, I love them so much. I know some people call them a GM. I call them a gym. Same with Met. Anyway, I love them so much because they're extremely versatile. I love versatility in everything. I guess that's kind of why I like playing the Paladin, because it can be kind of versatile depending on the game. But I love it because of that. The gyms are beautiful. One day, guys. One day, if I get the money or get brave enough, I'm gonna buy a gym. I'm literally gonna buy a gym Gunpla, and probably do a building stream, or like post a video of me attempting to build it. If you guys are interested in that, even if you're not, I'm still gonna do it. I'm just being fair right now. But like, oh, dude, the gym. I love the gym.
Advanced than your mobile suits, Zeon has the experience advantage. So things aren't perfect. They're a little rocky, but still not that bad. It's until rumors start going around that the Federation has another mobile suit. It looks like a gym, but it's got 2 eyes and horns. Word goes around that its armor is so tough it can shrug off Zaku machine gun shots like it's nothing. Rumors said that this thing's reaction speed is inhuman. Some say that this thing can 1v5 in melee and still come out on top.
Damn.
Whatever the rumor is, they all equate to the same thing, that wherever this special mobile suit is, it will leave a disaster in its wake. But soon, it gets a name, and people call it the White Devil. And people say that its pilot, the monster that controls this demon, is one of those new types, one of those enhanced humans. But these are just rumors, right? It just gotta be like a beefed up gym, it can't be that strong. Until ace pilots, the best pilots Zeon has to offer, start falling to this thing, one by one. It's until Lieutenant Char, the Red Comet, one of the best pilots Zeon has fought this thing and survived, but did not best it. That's when things get worse. That's when rumors start to become a reality, that this thing can 1v5 and win. That this thing's beam rifle can one-shot an entire warship. And to make matters worse, to add to the anxiety, Zeon is slowly losing the war, and the Federation is sending more mobile suits with these horns, these V-fin, that look like the White Devil. Is it the same White Devil? Is it just as strong? No matter how one would react to all this information, I believe this is why the Gundam deserves the #1 slot. It's not the mobile suit itself that's scary, but the impact it had during the 1-year war and to Universal Century as a whole. Now, this story isn't unique in Gundam.
It's kind of funny because, to my understanding, morality in war actually does play a giant. Your morale in the war does play a giant part in it. So if your troops are starting to be scared of a Gundam or like a specific unit or specific person, then yeah, they're gonna start losing faith and belief in everything. That's kind of what makes the Gundam so interesting, is the fact that Zeon was starting to lose faith in their beliefs and everything because of the Gundam. And I know there's some, I think they're ground gyms? I could be wrong. I know there's some gym units that had the helmet plates of the Gundam just to throw off the morale of the Zeon troops, which it did work, which is kind of fun, but interesting nonetheless.
Gundam series follow the same pattern, where the main mobile suit is high-tech, can handle a beating, and strikes fear in many. Many do it better, but not only did the Gundam do it first, it was different in a few cases. We get to see through Zeon's perspective on how terrifying fighting a Gundam was. Either be something like Gundam Thunderbolts, Zeonic Front, or recent manga, The Battle Tales of Flanagan Boone. UC has more content, so it's easier to understand, and even to this day, I feel like it's untapped potential. showing how a normal pilot reacts to running into a mobile suit that's far more advanced than theirs, and a pilot that's just in another league of them would be an interesting story. But anywho, thank you for watching. This was a dumb list I wanted to do to get into the Halloween spirit.
This is gonna be such a messy thing. Anyway, I just wanted to give a quick edit. I was wrong. I'm so sorry, Fubuki. I probably mispronounced your name. Anyway, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Fubuki the Icy King. Please tell me I pronounced your name right. They're the ones that mentioned I should look at this lost video for 8 horrifying and mobile suits Gundams. It was not Nightman Cross. I am so goddamn sorry. Oh, I feel so bad. Anyway, thank you guys. If you like this kind of content, do like, comment, subscribe. My birthday's in 21 days. If you guys want to support me, that'd be great. If not, I understand. Thank you. I'll see y'all later. Bye.